What if I told you that some of the biggest companies on the planet were brought to their knees by a single catastrophic mistake? And I'm not talking about a few bad days at the office. I'm talking about billion-dollar blunders that turned industry titans into warnings for everyone else. Today, we're digging into the single mistakes that cost companies millions, and in a few cases, absolutely everything. From the undisputed king of cameras to that video store you went to every Friday night, we're looking at the epic failures that prove no company is too big to fail.
Welcome to MBA in Minutes, your spot to get a deeper understanding of complex business concepts in a bite-sized, digestible format. It's your MBA, simplified. First up, a name that was once as famous as photography itself, Kodak. For most of the 20th century, Kodak didn't just lead the industry, they were the industry. The phrase, a Kodak moment, became a part of our culture. So here's the irony. The company that perfected capturing memories completely failed to see the future. In 1975, a Kodak engineer named Steven Sasson actually invented the world's first digital camera. But instead of jumping on this revolution, Kodak's leadership buried it. What was their mistake? They were terrified that digital photography would kill their incredibly profitable film business. That short-term thinking led to a fatal case of doing nothing. While Kodak sat on its hands, competitors like Canon and Nikon charged ahead, embraced digital, and basically took over the new market. By the time Kodak finally tried to play catch-up, it was way too late. The company's value just plummeted, and in 2012, Kodak filed for bankruptcy. A crazy fall for a company that literally invented the thing that would destroy it. Next, we have the story of a weekend giant that just refused to read the room, Blockbuster. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, Blockbuster was the undisputed king of renting movies, with thousands of stores all over the world. Their big mistake, which is now a legendary business blunder, happened back in 2000. A tiny DVD by mail startup called Netflix offered to sell themselves to Blockbuster for just $50 million. Blockbuster's executives reportedly laughed them right out of the room. They saw Netflix as this tiny niche business that would never go anywhere. They couldn't see that the future wasn't in physical stores and late fees. It was in on-demand digital convenience. While Blockbuster was chained to its expensive brick-and-mortar locations, Netflix pivoted to streaming and built a global empire. Blockbuster's late and clumsy attempt to launch their own online service was a total failure, and the company went bankrupt in 2010. Number 3 on our list proves that your product is absolutely everything. Long before the craft beer craze, one of the biggest names in American beer was Schlitz. They were the beer that made Milwaukee famous, a real titan of the industry. But in the 1960s, they made a disastrous decision to cut costs. The mistake was changing how they brewed the beer. To save a little money, the company brought in a new accelerated fermentation method that cut down production time. The problem? It also ruined the beer. The new formula created a product that drinkers found bland and just plain bad. The public completely rejected the new Schlitz, and the brand's reputation was destroyed. Customers ran to competitors, sales collapsed, and the company was eventually bought by a rival in 1982. It was a brutal lesson that sacrificing quality for profit can cost you everything. Our final story is a tragedy from every 90s kid's childhood. Toys R Us. For decades, it was the biggest toy store in the world, a magical place with endless aisles of fun. But the company made a fatal error by completely underestimating the rise of e-commerce and the power of a new online giant, Amazon. Their biggest mistake was waiting way too long to get into the digital world. For a while, instead of building their own online store, they actually outsourced their e-commerce to Amazon. This meant they were handing a future competitor priceless data and failing to build their own relationship with online shoppers. By the time they tried to launch a serious website of their own, they were years behind. Weighed down by the massive costs of their huge physical stores, Toys R Us just couldn't compete with the leaner, faster model of online retailers and filed for bankruptcy in 2017. So what's the common thread here? From Kodak to Blockbuster, these giants didn't fall because of one bad product. They fell because they stopped looking ahead. They got comfortable, clung to what made them successful in the past, and totally lost touch with what their customers actually wanted. It's a powerful reminder that in business, being able to adapt isn't just some buzzword. It's how you survive. No company is ever truly too big to be disrupted. What do you think is the biggest business mistake of all time? Let us know down in the comments. And if you found these stories fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more on what makes companies succeed and what makes them fail. Thanks for watching.